Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. Today's January 27th. This is our daily NBA show that we've started with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. So far, it's been a successful show. Both Joe Duffy and I are hitting at 2/3, 67%. I'm 6-3 with my picks. Joe Duffy 4-2 with his picks. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
Well, thank you, Peter, and the premium picks have been on fire.
Yeah, that's a big difference in this show is that I pour over these. I'm terrified of giving losing picks in public. So I look at this card and I try to come up with the best pick that I possibly can. You do that, but then you give those as your premium picks, and then in our shows you give free picks that you like, but not necessarily your top picks each day, right?
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, I take pride in everything I do. Right. I don't handle losing in anything. If I'm playing tiddlywinks, I don't like to lose. But as far as my absolute best picks, yes, they are on OffshoreInsiders.com.
All right. So before we get to your free pick and your analysis of the games today, just tell us how that has been going at OffshoreInsiders.com, how your top plays have been going recently in basketball.
Yeah, 68 and 47, 59.1% college and NBA combined. Another 2-1 night last night. Delaware State plus 12.5, losing by just one. Was watching that game. It had heartbreak written all over it. Almost went into, I don't know if you saw the ending of that game, but almost went into overtime in crazy fashion. Who knows what could have happened in overtime. But wise guy winner leads us to yet another winning night.
All right, that sounds great, Joe Duffy. And for tonight, January 27th, what do you have going on at your site?
We've got a sweet night for tonight. One NBA and one college basketball, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful.
Okay, that sounds great. So your best pick in the NBA tonight is going to be for sale at your site. My best pick in the NBA tonight, I'm just hoping is a winner, and I'm not sure what it is. The problem is, all these games have overnight lines, and then if I see an overnight line and I analyze and I like it, the next morning I'm either taking something that I liked on the overnight at a worse line, or I'm taking something on the overnight that I like that's moved against me, which is an indication that maybe my initial thought was wrong. So anytime you're looking at at these morning lines, you're second guessing yourself. But I think my favorite play might be the under in Toronto, Indiana. Now, it was 194 last night. I liked it. I bet it. Now I'm seeing 195, so that makes me a little bit nervous. But, Toronto on their recent, three-game road stretch went very low scoring in every game. They were fairly successful, so I'm thinking that they're going to do the same thing, try to do the same thing here. Indiana, 8-11 over-under at home on the year, so they've been trending under. It's a decent total, 195. That's my first pick that I'm going to give here, under 195, Toronto, Indiana. Joe Duffy, do you have anything to say about that?
No, I don't really have much opinion on that game. When I went over the notes, nothing really screamed out, but I will have a couple picks for us two of them before this video is out.
That sounds good. Let me just go over some of the other picks that I was considering, and maybe I will give. We'll see if any of these are some of the picks that you were liking as well. Also on the overnight, I like the over in Cleveland, Detroit. It was 204. I like that one. I bet it. Now, though, it's 207.5 or 208. And I think I'm going to, for the purposes of these videos, I think I'm going to pass. I think that's just too much of a move for me to want. The other one that has under written all over it, right, is Milwaukee, Miami. The overnight line was 183. Now it's down to 182. Both Milwaukee and Miami have been extreme under trenders recently. There's something in my gut based on nothing except, feeling that tells me that that's a trap and a sucker bet. But that was obviously something that I was thinking about. And then also, Golden State, an unbelievable team, right? 16-5 against the spread at home. They were 9.5-point favorite against Chicago on the overnight line. Now it's 10. They're coming off of a 3-point win over Boston, where they were an 18-point favorite. But before that, they were just getting double-digit win after double-digit win at home. So are they going to be able to revert to that form, or is there something about the Boston game that's indicative that maybe they're slowing down a little bit? I don't know. But based on past performance, you got to be looking at Golden State -10. You have anything to say about any of those games I just brought up, Joe Duffy?
Well, we definitely agree on the Miami game to go under with Milwaukee, and not just because of what you said in pure numbers as far as wins and losses where they've gone under, but they've gone under 11 straight. Miami has by an average of 17.1 points per game going under the total in the last 10. And also Milwaukee is going under 13-2 with 12 of those unders by 8.5 or more. They're two of the top three teams in the NBA under teams based on the margin of cover, which they've gone under each at a 27-17 rate. So, yeah, both of these teams are playing very well. The Bucks, best defense in the NBA the last 15 games as far as efficiency is concerned. allowing just 91.7 points per 100 possessions. And remember that, that Miami has always played a half-court game. Even when they had their big three last year, their statistics were deceptive. A lot of people thought they were defensive-oriented because they didn't give up a lot of points. But they've always played a slow-paced game, and now that they don't have quite as many weapons, now you got a team that plays at half court, likes to use the shot clock, and doesn't have the ability to put the biscuit in the basket quite as much. And, when the public, they prefer to bet over, so an under team is the odds makers aren't going to catch up to them. They're not going to have to adjust as quickly to under teams as they are to over teams. So we agree on that one, the Miami game under.
Let's get to Golden State again, though. Riding these NBA waves can be very profitable sometimes, and Golden State, as winning by double digits at home, is something that was just money in the bank for a while. They are coming off of that somewhat questionable game against Boston, though. You have anything to say about the Chicago Golden State game?
Yeah, no, there's no question that Steve Kerr has done a phenomenal job making those adjustments. Golden State finally living up to their potential, and they were a team that snuck under the radar earlier in the year. Obviously, the odds makers are keeping up a little closer to them, but Golden State's kind of like Atlanta, where they're not a traditional power and they're still playing with a lot of intensity, because this being one of the most dominant teams in the NBA is something that their fans don't take for granted. They don't take for granted. So I still think that as a general rule of thumb, Golden State sneaking a little bit under the radar, but not quite as much as they were earlier in the year.
And then I was also thinking about Memphis, Dallas under. But let's get to your two picks today. 6 games on the card, but you've got 2 picks. One of these plays is your premium pick, your top pick of the card. So that's not going to be one of them. What are your 2 picks for us today, Joe Duffy?
Now, as I said, the Miami game to go under the total, we were agreeing on that. And I also like Cleveland. And much like you said at the top of this video, I know the overnight line was a little bit lower and the line's going up because, as I've said so many times, the Sharps and I use similar matrix, and then I have a lot of people that piggyback my plays as well. But the Sharps jumped on the metrics before I was able to. Cleveland has a net rating of 17.6 their last 5 games, compared to minus 1.5 for Detroit. And again, those people who aren't my premium pick clients, the net rating is, I agree with so many of the experts, both handicappers and non-handicappers, that efficiency is measured by the points per 100 possession, and the net rating is the difference between offense and defense. So you want to be on the plus side, much like a points per game. It's kind of like a points per game margin, but it's measured based on efficiency. So you take into consideration that the pace a team plays. And the Cavs with a league-leading 118.8 points per 100 possessions during that span, while Detroit allowing the 10th worst 104.8 per 100 possessions in their last 5 games. So I just think that Detroit is a team that's playing poor defense. Cleveland, look, we knew that Cleveland, they've got some veterans that they could turn it on when they wanted to. They've turned it on lately after underachieving all year, and I know that, they have some problems with the coaching, this and that, but all in all, Cleveland's been an underachieving team, and it was just a matter of when they were going to step it up, and they are stepping it up lately. So Cleveland is my other free pick in addition to Miami, which we discussed a little earlier. Miami under, I'm sorry.
All right, well, right now, Cleveland -8 is the market line on that one. So your 2 free picks for this show, Cleveland -8 and Milwaukee, Miami under 182. And I'm going to give Toronto, Indiana under 195, and then I don't know. Should I give Golden State -10? I don't know. What do you think, Joe?
The way Golden State's been playing, you might as well just bet them and not overanalyze it. Sometimes you want to keep it simple.
Golden State -10. Should I include it? Should I include it?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Fuck it. I'll include it. Fine. Golden State -10 will be my second pick of the day to go along with Toronto, Indiana under 195. Hopefully I won't go 0-2. At least I'll get a split. Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Thanks so much for another great show. Talk to you tomorrow.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.